Hey, what's up guys? Fugly here, and I know it's been forever since I made a video, and I apologize for that. Life just got super hectic. I'm attempting to make a comeback, so hopefully there will be a lot more videos coming out on this YouTube channel. I'm hoping to be more video games focused, do a lot more movie reviews. There's been so many that I've wanted to make and just been sitting on. And hopefully talk about comic books, what's going on in the industry, maybe do some reviews of that, maybe cover some of the storylines, talk about entertainment industry news, electronics news, stuff like that. But today, we're going to be talking about Rampage Presidential Down. Now, the second movie, Capital Punishment, was actually my most watched video that I currently have. And I did that a few years back. And I wasn't quite well versed in the film industry and all the technical stuff that goes into it, and so I just reviewed the movie on how it made me feel. This time I'm a little bit more educated about what constitutes a good film, so I'm going to attack it like I would attack any other film from this point on. And I have to say, Presidential Down has had probably the worst cinematography I've ever seen in a movie. It was shaky, like we're talking Cloverfield shaky. It was disorienting. It kind of made me sick at points. The way it was written was very sloppy. Now, I think Brendan Fletcher played a bigger role in writing the second movie, Capital Punishment. I think Boll took a bigger role in writing this one because the dialogue was crap. Like, the dialogue between the two FBI agents was horrendously bad. By the way, those actors were so bad. Brendan Fletcher is the only redeeming acting quality of this film. And as a matter of fact, of the whole Rampage franchise, Brendan Fletcher, Sean Sipos from the first movie, and the news anchor that was also in the first Scary Movie, I can't remember his name, but those three guys are the only redeeming actors out of this entire franchise. Everyone else just sucks. Like, the acting is so laughably bad. There's this one scene where Bill is listening in on the conversation between the two FBI agents, and I think he's laughing at how dorky and ridiculous their dialogue and acting is. It is just this terrible combination between poor writing and just terrible acting. It is cringe-worthy bad. It's some of the worst acting I've seen. We're talking like worse than student film acting. And I don't know how these people got hired. One of the FBI agents looks like if you put a face on an ass and gave it a 70s porn star stash. And once you see it like that, you can't unsee it. I don't know who that actor is. I don't think he's going to have a very successful career if his talent in this movie is anything to go by. But he looks like an ass face, and he acts like an ass face too. There was another scene where they're in the car talking about, yeah, we're going to get this guy. It's just so cringeworthy bad. Like, so much about this movie is just cringe-worthy bad. A lot of the things didn't make sense. The action scenes were very redundant and inconsistent too. Like, you see a set number of like SWAT officers, and they just keep on reappearing like scene after scene. Like, he'll wipe out some, and then they just reappear, and that didn't make sense. It was very disorienting. It wasn't consistent with previous scenes. And the two FBI agents are geniuses and don't go in with any like body armor and just go in with hand pistols and expect to take down Bill Williamson with hand pistols. Now, some of the redeeming qualities of this movie is that it ties in greatly into the previous two films, and it kind of wraps everything together quite nicely. Bill Williamson suits up again in the original suit he had in the first movie, which I really liked. There's a lot of nostalgia factor in that. They play a lot of classic scenes from that movie. I like how the franchise kind of comes all together in this film. So that is one redeeming quality of it. And I do like how, despite the politics of this film, so a lot of you may agree with the politics, but you have to admit the way that they presented it was just awful. They presented the ideas and the politics mainly between the two FBI agents, and they're just delivered so poorly that you can't take it seriously. It's laughably bad. Now with the second film, Brendan Fletcher did a great job of conveying his points. It was written pretty well, and I think he did a good job on that. But in this film, I could tell Uwe Boll was writing the majority of it, and that dude really is the worst director of all time. He just cannot make a decent film. Now, I know I gave the second film a high score, but that was before I really learned what goes into good filmmaking. And now that I know what cinematography is supposed to be, what script writing is supposed to be, how the acting is supposed to be, I see these movies as just laughably awful. This President Down might just be the worst film in the franchise. And that's saying something, because now that I think about it, the first one wasn't all that great either. I still think Capital Punishment has some redeeming qualities, but I need to rewatch it just to see if my memory is not serving me quite well on that. But overall, this movie, I don't know what to think of it. I'll give you kind of a synopsis of the plot. Bill Williamson comes back from the dead. He never really died in the second one. Spoiler alert, sorry. Well, you should know that because they made a third movie. But right from the get-go, he kills the president, and the FBI is searching for them. The FBI is searching for him, and it eventually gets blamed on ISIS, and only a few agents are selected to go hunt down Bill Williamson. In the meantime, he also has a kid, which is also this terrible... I mean, it was kind of cool because it was a little robotic, but you could obviously tell it was a fake plastic baby, or whatever the material was made of, and the idiot, the complete dumbass cinematographer thought it would be a great idea to zoom in. That way we can clearly see that this baby is not real. Now, when you are a cinematographer, you're supposed to be helping create the illusion that this is a film, to take the audience out of the idea that they were watching a film and put them into this universe. But the moment you see that fake baby, you're just like, oh, yep, definitely watching a film. And it's just so cringeworthy. And Bill Williamson does get a girlfriend. I guess they meet on the internet. Now, I don't see this as a plausible plot point, and the whole way that the FBI and CIA conducted their investigation all was ridiculous. The whole movie's entire storyline is ridiculous, I guess. But like, you look at Adam Lanza, and you look at the guy that shot up like the Aurora shootings, the Colorado shootings. None of those guys had female followers that were into them or romantically attracted to them. So I don't see it as possible that Bill Williamson met a girl on the internet and they hit it off, just because you don't see that with like Adam Lanza or anything like that. I mean, okay, there probably is some idiot out there that would fall in love with someone like Bill Williamson, but I don't know. This whole movie was just ridiculous and completely unrealistic. It is in Uwe Boll's imaginary, completely effed up world in his head that is so detached from reality, it's laughable. I give this movie a 3 out of 10. I wouldn't watch it unless you're a fan of the Rampage franchise. That is the only way I can recommend it to you. The rest of it is just sloppy, poor filmmaking, just like everything else that Uwe Boll makes. He needs to get out of filmmaking, but of course he's able to rip off government, so I don't see that happening anytime soon. But I guess we'll be in for a slew of other horrible Uwe Boll movies. So thanks for watching my review, guys. I hope that you'll check out some others in the future as well as my other videos, and have a great day.